anytime you do any kind of deal, you know, you're not allowed to talk about it. I don't know who's leaking what to whom, but or for what reason, but I can't talk about it. Sorry.
Yeah, no, understood. News Corp, is it News Corp or 21st Century Fox?
21st Century.
21st Century Fox, right, which is the news, now the news company, did buy a 5% stake in Vice within the last 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of talk at that time because this company is all of a sudden at a $1 billion valuation, or 1.4. Okay, so I do want to ask you, because the reports last week, and again, we were unable to confirm it, except for what we learned, that there are talks going on and that it's premature, but that these reports, that the new valuation is like $2.3 billion, which I'll just share with you that my sources at Time Warner said is wildly incorrect. So I was going to ask you if you can validate that and in any way and shed some light on it.
No, I mean, look, what happens when, you know, press starts to get out there is it sort of starts to queer the deal, or you know, people have various interests for depressing numbers or inflating numbers or what have you. You know, what I can say is we were valued at 1.4 last year. And
what do you think the company is worth today?
Well, we were 1.4 last year. We've doubled since then. So you can do the math.
Doubled your what?
Top
your
line
revenue?
and bottom line, yeah.
Doubled your top line and your bottom line revenue?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think that supports that the company's worth double what it was last year?
Yes.
So if you were to sell a 50% stake in the company, you would do so at, I mean, we're not negotiating here, but I mean.
It feels like it.
Yeah, sorry. I haven't got a spare billion, but if I did.
Look, I mean, it depends on the deal, and deals are, look, we're not just talking to, we're talking to everybody. I mean, we continue to talk to Fox, we continue to talk to, I mean, pretty much all the major players about different deals, and you know, we're looking at all kinds of different things, and one of the things that we're interested in is TV, and you know, we're not just interested in TV here in America, we're interested in Europe and in Latin America. So we're looking at a bunch of different things and deals and valuations, because you know, it doesn't really work that way, because some people have assets that are worth more to you, some people have assets that are worth less, so you're willing to sort of move on valuation up or down depending on, you know, what they can bring you. And
well, it's pretty extraordinary, because given the struggles of news organizations in general, I'll say newspapers, and I'll say CNN, and I'll say, you know, lots of other powerful news gathering organizations, you know, valuations have not been going up in general. And so what I think is one of the many things that's so unique about Vice is you are truly you are creating original, you're doing original reporting, it's original content, it's not aggregation, and it is a new way of going about it. So I would ask, I mean, I do want to like back up and sort of let's talk a little bit about where you came from if we find out exactly where you're going, but this is some big quantum leap forward you're looking to make to be, I don't know, what do you want to be with another, you know, if you were to get hypothetically $1 billion from Time Warner, like what do you use that to become?
Time Warner. Look, I've said, you know, a lot, I've gone on the record a lot of times and said, look, we want to be the next CNN, we want to be the next MTV, we want to be the next...
Small piece of Time Warner, by the way, those guys.
Sure. But what I'm saying when I say that, it's those were the sort of benchmarks of the digital revolution. You know, you had MTV and music, you had CNN, you had ESPN. And for us, we look at it and we say, well, those are all very big companies, very successful companies now. But essentially they were, and MTV made it out a little bit, but you know, they were American cable success stories. And now with, you know, the internet, and I always say this is, look, if you look at the scale of YouTube, you're not going to be the next CNN, you're going to be 10 times the next CNN. You just have to get there. And so for us, you know, it's how do we get there online, how do we get there terrestrial, and how do we get there mobile? So for us, it's a three-pronged attack. Everybody is really paying attention to the terrestrial because we're the first internet company to go backwards and say, hey, let's do TV.